I think Aaron Judge will be the best right-handed hitter of all time if he wins the World Series this year.
I think Jalen Brunson is definitely our highest performer in, like close games in the last minute for sure.
I think he's good, but I don't think he played his best.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Welcome back to our show, ESN. We'll be talking about the NFL mock drafts, next the Super Bowl, and the MLB. First, we'll be talking about the NFL mock drafts. Let's talk about who has the top five. It's the Raiders, Jets, Cardinals, Titans, and Giants. Do you think any of those teams could do something with their picks for next year?
A lot of those teams do need certain players and fill those certain positions that they do need to fill in, like the Las Vegas Raiders. They need a QB right now after Geno Smith absolutely sold their season. Mm-hmm. So I believe that they're going to take Fernando Mendoza from Indiana.
So I think Fernando Mendoza is a good quarterback, but in the national championship when Miami got some pressure on him, I don't think he was doing as good as you think. Let's throw it to the pit to see what they think.
Fernando Mendoza is definitely going to be the number one pick. You can already pencil that in right now for the Raiders. I think it's going to be a good pick. Fernando Mendoza, I think, is a bit of an overrated prospect. I think he's not the best pick, but the Raiders actually do, even though they were so bad, they actually have decent pieces. They have Ashton Genty, Brock Bowers. They even have the wide receiver Trey Tucker I really like. They could definitely go out there, draft Mendoza, even draft Omar Cooper Jr. in the second round, reconnect that duo from Indiana, and they could really, I think, build something, not a great team, but a team that can at least not be pathetic. What do you think?
I agree. I think he's going to be a bust for the Raiders. I think they definitely need they need him, but I don't think he's going to be the player that everybody's talking about him being. Honestly, I think he's a bust. Yeah.
The one thing from Indiana, when I watched the games, I didn't watch a ton of them, but I watched a bunch of them in the playoffs and stuff. I think the biggest problem with him is that he was very much like a game manager. Like, he didn't do literally anything. He had the best team by a lot and the best head coach. So all he really had to do was just sit there and throw the ball, like to wide open people. He didn't have to make any impressive throws, any impressive reads, take off with his legs. He's very much was just there, kind of. Just any quarterback in that situation would have done well that year.
Yeah, he has a great team around him, and game manager is just an excuse. So, game manager, I think that's kind of an excuse honestly. But yeah, I think he's gonna be a bust when he gets to the NFL. I think he's gonna get to this Raiders roster, and he's just gonna get destroyed.
They need to fix that O-line. That's an equally big problem as the quarterback.
Yeah, and he isn't really used to pressure, so it's not going to be easy for him.
All right, let's send this back to the set.
So let's now talk about the Jets, who have the second overall pick. I believe that they're going to take Orville Reese, the edge rusher from Ohio State. They need to fill in some parts of that D-line on defense right now. They do also need to have a CB after they just traded Sauce Gardner away. Maybe more weapons for Justin Fields, who might not lose his job. But what do you think, Kevin?
Yeah, so with their new edge rusher coming in maybe, I think the defense could be even more solid because of Quincy Williams, defensive tackle for them they got from the Cowboys during the season. So I think their defensive line could be a little scary. Let's see what the Pats have to say about that.
The Jets, they don't really have a lot of players. Any talent they really had, they lost. They traded away Quincy Williams to the Dallas. They traded away Sauce Gardner to the Colts. They don't really have a ton of talent. Any player they pick in this draft is pretty much an upgrade outside of maybe at running back. They have Breece Hall and wide receiver Garrett Wilson. They can get a second for him even. So honestly, they could go anywhere. They could go edge rusher with Orville Reese. They could go O-line. They could go linebacker, safety, whoever they want and they think is the best player available. They would get better as a team if they picked them.
Yeah, I think if they don't pick them out of the first 10 games, Jets are going like 1 for 9. They suck. They're always going to suck. They just don't. They don't really have. They get the good players and then they just trade them away. Like, they don't know how to keep good players. They don't know how to manage the system. And honestly, with the way the Jets are heading right now, they're heading for another 1-9 start. What do you think, Jake?
I think this team this year will be bad, but I honestly think, I know this is weird to say for the Jets, but they actually have a decently bright future. Not because like they actually have good players, they just have so many draft picks. I think they have 2 this year. I think they have the 2nd pick, which is really a great pick, and then the 16th pick. And then they can even look to next year. I think they have 3 first-round picks. They should be good as long as they manage this roster correctly.
How is next year's class looking, though? Do you know?
This is supposed to be really good. I think that's the class with Jeremiah Smith. It's going to be in it. Ryan Williams, he wasn't very good last year. There's definitely some good players. Quarterbacks, I don't like him at all. Arch Manning, Lenora Sellers, John Mateer. A lot of these good guys are going to come in. So I think definitely, I don't know for Notre Dame, but C.J. Carr could come in. A lot of good guys could come in next year for them.
I mean, yeah, they definitely have the picks, but knowing just being
the Jets, yeah,
just being the Jets, honestly. They're going to find a way to screw it up.
They'll just jet, so they'll just mess it all up.
Yep.
Let's send it back to the set.
So the Cardinals had the 3rd overall pick, and they're going to pick tackle out of Miami, Frantic Magoya. He's also a really good offensive lineman, which the Cardinals need after Kyler Murray got injured and was out for the whole season. But upgrading that O-line, they definitely need with the star receiver like Marvin Harrison Jr. I'll say that's probably their top need out of everything right now. Sure, they probably need a running back. James Conner is getting kind of old, and he also gets hurt almost every year. But upgrading that offensive line is their biggest need. Kevin, what do you think?
Yeah, like you said, their offensive line is their biggest key because if they could, I don't think Kyler Murray is that bad. It's just his offensive line that's holding him down a little bit. So if they can get a better offensive line, they could pull some stuff together because they always start off strong and then it's crumbled down. Let's send to the pit what they think.
The Arizona Cardinals, I think they actually have some decent weapons out there. They have Marvin Harrison Jr. They have Michael Wilson. At the end of the season, he was a big fantasy football player for a lot of people who were able to pick him up. He could definitely be – they have some good weapons right there. I mean, the running back, they have James Conner. He was hurt, so who knows how he comes back. And I'm obviously a big believer in Kyler Murray as an OU fan. I really hope he does well. But I honestly think it would be better off for him to leave the Arizona system. I think they've kind of given up on him. And I think moving on for him, moving him to like the Jets, I think that's what I heard, a rumor I've heard would be better for him. But if he stays in Arizona, I think building an O-line for him to protect him would be helpful. Because, he is a quarterback who's going to scramble. He's going to run around. He's definitely a dual-threat quarterback. So him having time to do what he needs to do in the pocket is how they're going to – if they want to play with Kyler Murray in the future, that's how they're going to have to do this.
Yeah, I'm a really big fan of Kyler Murray. He's a really energetic quarterback, always moving. He's not a boring quarterback who sits in the pocket, shuffles around, and throws the ball. He's always going to make you a really, really nice play if you give him the O-line or if you give him the options, of course. James Conner, he's also good. He was injured a lot of last season. Or the whole season, or was it a lot?
I had him in fantasy. I think he was week 3.
Yeah. So he didn't play a lot of the season. I don't know about going to the Jets. I think he stays in Arizona one more year.
That's just a rumor I've heard. I don't know if it's actually going to happen, but
okay. I don't mind him being at Arizona. I think that Arizona has potential to give him a better system or just to beef up the team. So I think he's a really good quarterback, and I wouldn't mind wherever he goes. I don't think the Jets are the best option though.
Yeah. Let's send it back to the set.
All right, so the Titans are picking up David Bailey, the edge rusher from Texas Tech. I think the Titans could use him because their offense is not that bad. They're decent. They're mostly their defense letting a bunch of points up. And it's hard on Cam Ward to keep up because he was first few seasons in the league. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree with you. That defense is really not that great, obviously. I don't know a lot about this kid from Texas Tech because I didn't watch Texas Tech at all. But I heard he's really good. Had a lot of really good stats. Pretty quick. He's a really fast kid. But I think that the Texans should also get offensive linemen. They were not giving Cam Ward any time in the pocket. He wasn't doing that great because of that. But I'm pretty sure that if they upgrade their O-line, that they're going to be really good. Listen to the pit to see what they think.
I actually am a big believer in the Tennessee Titans. I think outside of the Giants, who pick 5. They're probably the second best team in this top 5 pick area here. They have a very good quarterback there, Cam Ward. He really showed towards the end of the season. He can be that franchise quarterback. He can throw the ball downfield. He throws the ball well. You got to help him. And I don't know if I know they really love the edge rusher there, David Bailey. I don't know if going edge is the best option. I think O-line would be better for him, but I know they're going to go whatever it is. I think if Cardinals pick the guy out of Miami, the dude from Utah who's very good, he still's available. I think they should honestly go with him. But they're going to probably go with David Bailey, which is definitely going to be an upgrade for that just simply sorry Tennessee defense they had. Actually, I don't know if it was that bad, but
No, it was pretty bad.
it was bad.
Yeah, it was
because
pretty
the
bad.
Giants got their DC, so I hope it wasn't that bad. But
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Cam Ward too. Just a young, or just a quarterback, a really good quarterback in general. Yeah, I definitely believe in the Titans. They could do something next season. At least make the playoffs. I'd say.
I don't know. That AFC South division is hard with Jacksonville, who's very good now. Again, the Texans are always going to be pretty good, even with C.J. Stroud's inabilities.
I don't really like Trevor Lawrence though. Honestly, I really don't.
He's not great, but the team's good. So, but I mean, they can definitely compete. Maybe go for 7-8 wins right there, and then can make a big leap forward year 3. I like the Robert Saleh hire a lot, so I definitely think there could be some good moves there for Tennessee. They have to get this pick right, though. If they miss on this pick, it could really hurt them moving forward to year 2 and 3.
I think honestly, if Cam Ward plays to his full potential, I think I could see the Titans a 10 or 11 win team. Honestly, I think if he really plays out of his mind and he plays like the player I think he is, I think they're a 10, 11 win team.
I don't know. I think Jacksonville, in my mind, even if you don't view Trevor Lawrence that good, is still going to be a better team than Tennessee. I mean, 2 years from now, that's probably going to end up happening. But I mean, even Houston is one of the best defense, not even one of the best defense in the league. So that's a tough division right there. And the Colts, everyone forgets, but they were very good too until Daniel Jones got hurt. So if they bring him
either
back,
Ward or Lawrence could always drop down with an injury and just miss a lot of the season. So you would never really know.
yeah, it's going to be a very interesting division over there. And I definitely think Tennessee, if they really play well, could maybe say to themselves towards the end of the season, still competing for a wild card spot. And if that's the case for them, I think that's definitely a winning season for them, no matter what their record is.
I agree. Yeah, definitely.
I'd send this over to the set.
All right, so the Giants with their 5th overall pick are picking Caleb Downs, safety from Ohio State. They could really work on their secondary, but what do you think about that?
I believe that we do have to work on the secondary a lot, but safety, I mean, we have some pretty good safeties out there like Tyler Dubin and Javon Holland, but I think the one thing that we need in our secondary is that CB because of someone named Devontae Banks. But I also think that we can go wide receiver. We do need another wide receiver and get rid of Darius Slayton. Dropped a lot of touchdowns. I think he dropped in total 6 touchdowns for Jackson Dart. But Kevin, what do you think about it?
Yeah, what you said about the corner, we need some work there too. So I think instead of going safety, we go corner because I feel like we could pick up another good corner later in the draft. What do you guys think about that in the pit?
I have to completely disagree with Kevin. Caleb Downs, I believe, is a generational prospect. And that's a player that can be a Hall of Famer. I mean, you look at what John Harbaugh did for Kyle Hamilton out in Baltimore. I think a very similar thing could happen. I know the size is all the way there because Kyle Hamilton's 6'4".
I'm gonna interrupt you there. I don't think you can take a college player and just say he's gonna be a Hall of Famer. I think
he is a generational he's one of the best.
It's a little
safety
biased.
players.
I don't know.
Yes, he may not be a Hall of Famer right now, but he's definitely the highest, I think, ceiling out of all the players available. I mean, you got Sonny Styles, who's a good linebacker, but they don't really need that. The corner from LSU, I don't even know his name. I remember watching him. He's okay. I don't think he's a top 5 pick worthy at all. And then you look at the wide receivers. I think Jordan Tice. I think there's going to be better ones in the second round not better, but equally as good ones in the second round for them. I'd go I think he's one of the best safety prospects in a very long time. I think he can definitely be a player that the Giants can use to elevate that defense that blew a lot of games for them last year and really hurt Jackson Dart.
Yeah, you're right. They definitely could use some strength in that position. And yeah, I think Caleb Downs is the best for that position. I wouldn't say he's a future Hall of Famer. We just got to see how he plays in his first year. You never really know. He could just be completely different when he steps on the NFL field. So, really have no idea. But out of the other people that play his position in the draft right now, yeah, he's definitely
He's
the number
miles
one.
ahead of them.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I mean, if the second best thing for them to take is wide receiver, I mean, you've got even like Kevin Castapione, Deion Burks, all like in the second, third round you can pick. And those are good enough players right there and then. So you don't have to really maybe reach a little bit for Carnell Tate or Jordan Tyson. Very good players, but I don't know if those are fifth pick worthy, in my opinion.
I agree. Yeah, definitely.
Send this back to the set.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with Lucas. It's a stretch calling him a future Hall of Famer.
I didn't call him. I just said he could be. I didn't say he's actually going to be.
That's still a stretch.
He has
college player.
He has a great potential.
They've said that about a lot of college players, and they haven't done much in the league. So
Yeah, they've also said that about players, and they've ended up doing very well. So
it's a 50-50 shot. Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like we said, it could be different stepping onto the NFL field. Players are faster, stronger than college because you can go a bunch of college kids that will never see an NFL field. But up next, Darin and Lucas will be talking about the New York Knicks and how their season's going.
All right, today on our segment, we'll be talking about the form the Knicks are on and their plan of action for the playoffs. So current standings, 35-20, pretty good. How is that? Compared to like what they were predicting at the start of the season?
I mean, we were, in my opinion, I thought we were going to be the number one team in the East. We were until the Pistons had that remarkable run. And then we went on that losing skid, dropped to 3, and that's pretty much where we were last year at the same time right now. And I'm not really worried. It only matters you get into the playoffs. That's just what it is because any team can make noise.
Yeah, offensively and defensively, we're doing good, right?
Yeah, we're a very strong team. We have players offensively that can put up 20 a game. I mean, Brunson having another great year. Cat also coming along. Bridges too, very steady from the 3, a lot better than he was last year. And then defense too has been good. I mean, holding teams under 105 at some points this season, which is pretty good.
Very nice, yes. Team building, all that, always good for the conference race. Latest games, played the 76ers. It was a blowout win. I mean, pretty complete game. Do you know who had a good game that, who shined that game? Or
yeah, I mean, if you play the Sixers and you win, you put up over 130, you had a good night. Also had Jose Alvarado, new guy, having a lot of noise about him.
Yeah, he played really good, right?
Yeah,
like 30-point game. Or
yeah,
something
he had
like
really
that?
good. I mean, that's a good way to start your career in New York. And then also looking at the 76ers, they're kind of a team that's like in the middle, in my opinion. They're not bad enough to be like they're a lottery pick, but they're not that bad.
I agree.
They're in transition.
Yeah, I got a big lead at halftime, and they never slow down. I think that's pretty like a constant with this Knicks team. They're not slowing down. They're keeping the tempo all game. How does that compare to like last season?
I mean, last season too. I mean, games would come down to the wire at some points, especially in the playoffs against the Pistons. I remember, and then 2 years ago against the 76ers, I feel like every season I've seen a little bit of progression into like pulling away with the lead. And this season, they've just been pulling away. It's just they got to figure out how to jump up in the standings. They're only 3rd, which is pretty good, but they deserve to be in the 1 or 2.
Yeah, a bit underwhelming. 3rd. I mean, it's 3rd. I mean, you can't really ask for more. You were saying 2nd or 1st, but I think 3rd is a pretty good finish right now. Still have a lot of games to go, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're 3rd in the East, which is half the league pretty much, and you're in the top 6 in the league. I mean, you have a good shot at winning it, and they're in the top 10 for best odds to win it, according to Vegas. So,
yeah.
Who knows?
Brunson leading the team in scoring. I think it's like 27, 28 points per game.
I mean, that's just really good. I mean, he started the All-Star game. I mean, he was okay in that from when I saw. I watched a little bit of it. So,
yeah, they had the dunk contest, which was the worst dunk contest I've seen in a while.
Yeah. I thought, honestly, that I kind of didn't really like the All-Star game. I don't really like it anyways because it's just boring. Nobody tries.
Yeah.
And also, I didn't like that there was only like one national team like throughout the world. There's 2 American teams and then world. There should be 2 and 2, so it's fair.
I agree.
So then you could have a shot at having like world versus America for the finals instead of just half America versus half America.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, at this NBA's dunk contest, I mean, nobody's even like signing up for it. I mean, none of like the stars are signing up for it. You have some randoms dunking.
Yeah, I mean, and also these stars don't really want to risk an injury because you're dunking over like I remember seeing somebody dunk over Shaq. You can risk getting really hurt by that.
That's true. I didn't really think of that. Let's get back to Brunson. He's knocking down a lot. I mean, he's not missing. 27 points a game. You're not going going 4 for 10. He's consistently getting a lot of shots up and he's making the shots, which is important.
Yeah, I mean, he's always been a great player for the Knicks. Really clutch too, and the threes. I mean, he's like Mr. Automatic from the line.
Yeah, definitely a late game option. I mean, you can always count on him.
Yeah.
Definitely, for sure.
I feel like in every late game situation, when they're down a little bit, when they need one shot, it's always going to him.
Yeah.
And teams do not adjust to that, which...
Yeah, they really don't.
Yeah.
I mean, we're 15 games over 500. It's clear that they're not adjusting.
And when you have 3 talented offensive dudes, and even 4, I would say, like OG, Cat, McHale, and Brunson, you could go to any of those guys and you have a good shot. But they like Brunson more, and I agree that Brunson is the best option.
Definitely. Let's talk about Cat. Cat, he's a threat in the paint, honestly. Like a big threat, obviously. Scoring a lot.
Yeah, he's having a really historical season in the paint and on the glass too. Really good at getting those rebounds, like you said, and that's just good to have. Say when you need to, in the end of a game, you need 3. You need 2 instead of 1 when you're taking a free throw. You put them in there with Mitch and let them go to the board and try and get it.
Yeah. He's always consistent. He has this presence around him, averaging at least like 10 to 12 rebounds a game. That's important.
Yeah, and when
honestly.
you watch him too in the paint, he's just getting fouled because teams know he's going to end up with it most likely, and refs don't call it, and he gets angry. And then he starts taking silly fouls. I feel like that's the only issue with him. Silly fouls.
Yeah, he's not very what's the word? Maybe
disciplined.
Yeah. He's not very disciplined at all, to be honest. I mean, he's flagrant. He's not really thinking about what he's going to do. So, I mean, that's the only issue, I'd say. Him on the floor with Brunson, they're always going to put some points up, And these blowout wins, they're always there. Bench, Bridges coming on, scoring 22 points in that blowout win.
Yeah. I mean, that's just a really good thing to have, a really deep bench, and also being able to plug other guys in your starting lineup just to give guys a rest. Like, I mean, I remember them starting Shannon at one point and bringing Josh Hart off the bench. I mean, Hart is a bench player, but he can also start, and he's very versatile.
Yeah, Hart. I mean, you bring him off the bench, he's scoring 10 plus points.
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely need that in a top a contender team. You need that guy come off the bench, give you good points, good defense. Miles McBride, energy, all that coming off the bench. Did you see anything new from him?
I mean, not really. I mean, Deuce is really good from the 3. I feel like whenever he comes off the bench, like you said, energy. He brings energy to the floor, and also. If they're down, they put him in, just rejuvenates everything.
Shamit, you were telling me about how he was starting that one game. I mean, he starts, but he is more of a bench player, in my opinion.
I mean, that's just a good thing to have and a good problem to have, I would say, having guys that you can plug in the starting lineup and be okay and get minutes. So guys like Brunson, Cat, Mitch can rest.
Yeah, definitely. You need that guy to give him rest,
Yeah.
Because you're not going to have the same 5 on the floor 2 games in a row. You're going to need someone to come off the bench. A lot of teams, they don't have that, right? They have like 5 or 6, but they don't have a kind of a benched rotation to bring on.
Yeah.
What teams would you say have that rotation other than the Knicks?
I mean, I remember last year in the Eastern Conference Finals, the Pacers ran 10 deep. I know that a team like, I gotta think about this.
San Antonio.
Yeah,
also,
San Antonio
yeah.
is very deep. I know it's just a rotation for them. And then OKC's pretty good with that.
Yeah.
I mean, a guy like Alex Caruso off the bench has been pretty good, and he was pretty good for them in their run last year.
No doubt. Just bench depth in general is just a major advantage.
Yeah, I mean, the more rest you guys have coming down the stretch, because we know, and I think everybody knows, Knicks will be in the playoffs, but we don't know where they're going to be. It's you get in and you have a shot to win. I feel like when every team gets in, every team in the playoffs has a fair chance to win, because anything can happen. You could say that team might be better, but look what happened last year against the Pacers and the Knicks. Everybody thought the Knicks were going to win, but the Pacers won.
Yeah, they didn't. It was
Upsets
an upset.
do happen.
Yeah, they do. They do. You gotta stay consistent throughout the whole way.
Yeah, you got to stay disciplined through it too, which is very important.
Maintaining their position on the top is also important.
Yes.
They are third right now, but there's teams behind them. I'm not sure which teams are behind them or close to them.
I mean, teams keep climbing.
Yeah.
I know one team over the past month has been climbing is the Charlotte Hornets. I mean, who would have thought we'd be thinking about them? They've been terrible for
a long time. Yeah.
So, and I mean, I like that Con Knipple dude.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, I've heard about him.
Mel Ball's been pretty good.
Yeah, he's always good. All right, that's all for the segment today. Up next, we'll have the Yankees with Jake and Darin.
Welcome back to ESN. Today, me and Darin will be discussing all things MLB. Darin, what do you think of the whole Kyle Tucker situation?
I honestly think it's an overpay, in my opinion. I don't think he's worth $240. I think he's worth a little less, probably. And him going to the Dodgers, that just shows, the Dodgers trying to be like a monopoly in baseball, and just they keep buying and buying players and deferring money.
Yeah, correct. This contract right here truly shows the imbalance of payroll and everything with the MLB, their money-wise. It creates a big problem here. If you have teams spending $500 million in offseason, spending over $1 billion in their roster, then you have other teams like Miami, Pittsburgh, Milwaukee. They spend, even at best, $100 million, which probably aren't even hitting that threshold. You're not going to have competitive baseball. You're going to have teams full of a bunch of AAA players playing teams of superstars. It's not fun to watch for those fans, either one of the fan bases. They need to bring back competitive balance, and the Kyle Tucker contract truly shows the problem with competitive balance here.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Jake. That's a big problem in baseball, like you said. And also another team, too, with this is the Mets.
Yeah.
The Juan Soto contract last offseason. Aaron Judge isn't even making that much, and Aaron Judge is a multi-MVP winner.
Juan Soto's never even won an MVP, for that matter.
Juan Soto, before the Yankees, had 2 okay years in San Diego. He wasn't a superstar. He was okay.
Yeah.
He was just a name.
Yeah, it's a big problem with Mets, Dodgers. They're the big spenders nowadays. Like the Yankees were a big spender, but they haven't been spending as much, which to Yankees fans, that's definitely not making them happy. But it's definitely caused big problems with the MLB just competitively. Like you look at, let's just even take an example here from the Brewers to Mets. They traded away their prospects to the Mets. Like the Mets would trade away their prospects to the Brewers. The Brewers would develop these prospects, they get really good, and then they would trade them away as soon as they get expensive, and then the cycle just continues. The Mets send them prospects, and then the cycle just continues. That's not a way to have baseball. The Brewers or other teams should not be like farm systems to the Mets or other teams. If that's the current situation in MLB, you truly have 7 or 8 contenders for the title, and then everyone else is just there to help the other great teams. If that's MLB, nobody's going to watch that, and that's going to be what's going to cause this lockout.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that, Jake. And then let's move on to another topic. Expansion realignment in the MLB. With 32 teams likely on the horizon, MLB is considering reducing the regular season schedule to potentially 154 games while expanding the postseason. I agree there needs to be some sort of expansion in the MLB. I mean, it's getting a little boring. Need a new team. And maybe with that'll help get a salary thing.
I don't know if it really helped with the salary thing, but getting a second or two more teams probably to make 32 they'd get up to. It's like
Yeah.
the NFL, NHL. I think that's 32, right?
Yeah.
NBA probably something like that. I think they have just have 30. I think that'd be perfectly fine with them. And I could see them getting a second two teams. Do I think they necessarily need it? No, but it would be cool to have. I'm not really for or against it at all.
Yeah, I mean, so one expansion city I saw was Salt Lake City. I mean, they're building up now. They got the Utah Mammoth, which was a relocation from Arizona. Then another city, too, I saw was Nashville. They got a lot of sports teams over there, Tennessee Titans, Nashville Predators, too.
Yeah.
And then another one was Charlotte. A lot of sports teams there, and that area has a lot of teams.
If I had to pick a couple teams there from looking at those positions, I'd probably pick Salt Lake City for the West, and either I actually also like Oklahoma City to go to the Central. They're really a nice spot for them. But most likely I'm going to see probably, if I had to guess, Nashville or Charlotte out east, and definitely Salt Lake City in the West. The other city I can think of out there is Portland, and I don't really see Portland getting a team. They only have one team, the Trailblazers, and they're just really not a great city. This isn't a very interesting spot. Salt Lake City, I feel like, is on the up and coming, so I would probably pick them. And if I had to pick probably between Nashville and Charlotte, I'd go with Nashville because they have already have proven they can have teams like the Predators and Titans. Oklahoma City, again, that'd probably be my third place team.
All right, so now we're going to move on to player movement and position changes. One player changed positions is Juan Soto on the Mets. He is shifting over to left field. And then another thing was the Phillies acquiring Adolis Garcia, right-handed power hitter.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Juan Soto. What do you think of that position change?
Juan Soto is already okay at defense out in right field. He struggled in Yankee Stadium in right field, which is pretty hard to do. He made that look. That's quite impressive on his end. I don't think he's a great defender. He's not a bad defender. He's going to be okay. I don't know if moving him to left field and keep changing him around is going to fix that. I think it's actually going to make it worse. And also, the Mets also moved Bo Bichette from second to third base. I've seen some videos online. He doesn't look great at all. I don't know. It's just some videos. Social media could be just easily talking about it and just overblowing up a situation. There's definitely a chance that it doesn't go well, but I do think Bo Bichette will figure it out. Juan Soto, on the other hand, I don't like at all. I don't like moving him. They need to just leave him where he is and let him develop at one spot so he can get better defensively.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. And now let's move on to a big issue in the MLB. Injuries and pitching health, especially with Tommy John surgery. So Tommy John has been a crucial issue in the MLB. A lot of pitchers over the years have gone down with it. One especially was Yankees ace Darin Kohel last season.
Yeah. That was a big blow to the Yankees. Tommy John's very hard to prevent. It's everyone's trying to throw harder these days. That's how you're trained to throw. And it's the right way to learn. You got to learn how to throw hard in MLB, but it's also causing a lot of arm injuries, and it's going to keep happening. It's very hard to stop. I mean, you could do things to prevent it, like arm care, but there's not much you can do. I mean, if you look at it, like even the last few seasons, you lost Garrett Cole. That's an elite Yankee pitcher. You lost Shohei Ohtani, probably the biggest, if not the biggest star in MLB, to a Tommy John injury for the Dodgers. It's very, very hard to deal with Tommy John. It's not easy. It's not an easy injury at all.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. So now let's move on to young stars and rising talent. So across the MLB, there's a lot of young and upcoming stars, especially. One of them is Elly De La Cruz taking center stage. So what do you think of him?
Elly De La Cruz, I mean, out in the Central with the Cubs and stuff. He's playing against the Cubs. He's on the Reds. He's quite a good player. I definitely think he has some good potential. He's good. He plays okay defense. He has that really strong arm. He plays he hits well. He steals bases. I think he's a very good player. He needs to, still develop a lot. He's not 100% well-rounded, but he's definitely a very good ball player. In a weaker division like the Central, him and the Reds could make a run with that nice young team they've got out there.
Yeah, now another player up and coming, Paul Skeens, winning his first Cy Young.
Same division out there in the NL Central. Clearly, he's probably, in my opinion, the second best pitcher, only behind Tyrek Skubal. He's very good. He throws a lot of strikes. He throws very hard. He's got a lot of great pitches. It's very hard to hit against him because you don't know what's coming. You have to be ready for everything, and everything's moving. Even like his slider, splitter, changeup still can hit easily 90 miles an hour. You're not going to see a pitch that's like 85, 80 miles an hour. You're going to see pitches easily, almost always above 90 miles an hour with great movement. It's very hard to hit against them.
Yeah, now let's talk about some rule changes and pace of play in the MLB. So we know they added the pitch clock 2 years ago. I liked it because the game is more fast now. It's just better.
Yeah, I fully agree. The pitch clock, I think, was one of the best moves MLB has made with rules in the last few years. I mean, they also made the bases bigger, which also had some stolen bases in there, which I also really liked.
Yeah. Do you see, like, any rule changes upcoming?
Not really. I don't think there's maybe a ton that. Oh, actually, they have the ABS system coming.
Yeah.
Which I do like a lot, actually. I don't think pitchers should be allowed to challenge because they're just going to challenge everything. But I think that catchers and hitters should be allowed to challenge, and managers. I think that could be a very good add to MLB and make these umpires more accurate, which I think at the end of the day should be a main priority.
Yeah, and I mean, when you think about it, the ABS system in like a playoff game, bottom of the ninth, 3-2 count, outside pitch, it's called a strike, you can easily challenge that.
Yeah.
And that could save a season.
It can. That's going to be very nice to see if they can actually do that. Thank you for watching today. Next up, we have Jack and Chris talking about the Super Bowl recap.
Welcome back to ESN. I'm Jack Romalin. I'm here with Chris Jordan, and today we'll be talking about the Super Bowl and how it went. So the Super Bowl ended 29-13 with the Seahawks winning. What's your thoughts on that?
I don't know those thoughts. I mean, they won. They played a decent game, and I mean, the Patriots shouldn't have been there. They had like the easiest schedule, easiest path to the Super Bowl like ever.
All right. Then Kenneth Walker won the MVP with 27 carries and 135 yards. I think he had a great game. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, he did have a great game. I mean, he won the Super Bowl MVP. He had 135 yards. Although, listen, he didn't have a. I'm not gonna say the kicker should win, but I think that he should have been an option. And I think he did good, but this is not Super Bowl MVP stats. It just shows how bad the Super Bowl really was. I'll send to the pit and see what they have to think about the MVP.
So I'm going to have to agree with that because they scored their first 15 points and then the additional 2 extra points. So they scored 17 points in that game. So I personally think he should have won MVP. What do you think, RJ?
Yeah, I think the kicker should win that MVP. Kenneth Walker did have a great game, but not that spectacular. Kicker did win. Kicker did get 15 points, but let's send it back to the set.
So this is a rematch from the 2015 Super Bowl. Obviously, it wasn't as entertaining, or the score was the opposite. And the score was 9-0 at halftime Seahawks. And let's talk about the halftime show. What did you think about it, Jack?
I don't think it was a bad halftime show, but like it was all in Spanish, and I can't really understand Spanish. But how about you, Chris?
Yeah, I'm taking Spanish. I can somewhat, sort of like understand what he's saying, but not really. But I mean, the background music, like the beat was really nice. You know, sometimes I was dancing. Yeah, but listen to the pit, see what they have to think.
So personally, I didn't watch the halftime show, but I heard it was like no English was spoken. I heard they was wearing a bulletproof vest. And what do you think about that?
Yeah, I didn't watch the halftime show either. Personally, I was just getting more food. But I heard it was good, but I heard a lot of mixed reviews saying it was bad. I heard it was saying it was good. I also heard that like a lot of like sports players were out there on the field, like Jazz Chisholm Jr., the boxer, and yeah, let's send it back to the set.
Hey, the Patriots like had a horrible game. They had 3 turnovers, and you can't really win a game with 3 turnovers.
I mean, yeah, but the Seahawks, I think the Seahawks defense is like one of the best all season. And like I said before, the Patriots should not have made it to the Super Bowl. I mean, they got lucked out by Jarrett Stidham playing quarterback instead of Bo Nix. I mean, but the Patriots, they did get a lot of yards, but I think most of them are garbage time. I mean, they had 331 total yards. I just think it was a blowout. This was not an enjoying Super Bowl.
Yeah, like the Seahawks and Patriots, like they had similar stats. Like the Seahawks had a total of 335 yards, and the Patriots had a total of 331. But those turnovers, that really killed the Patriots.
Yeah, I don't know about kill them. I don't think like, if they didn't get any of them, I don't think. I mean, the game would have been closer, but I don't think that they really mattered. I think the Seahawks controlled that game from start to finish. Let's enter the pit, see what they have to think.
What do you think about that, what they said?
Well, I mean, that one pick in the second quarter was costly. They could have gone up by that point. Would have been a closer game. But that would have been, like, anything else. That pick six that he threw when he got sacked, that was just disappointing. And I saw a video online saying that after he got hit, that him saying that he wanted to get out of the game because he was just getting destroyed. No one was blocking. The O-line wasn't doing their job like Will Campbell. But, Kevin, what do you think?
Yeah, Will Campbell was getting destroyed out there, getting
it was bad.
pancaked. And I think it was the fourth quarter, he got like absolutely pancaked out there.
Yeah.
And he said in the beginning, when he got to the draft, he said he would fight and die for this team. And he did look like he was dying out there. But let's send it back to you guys to see. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, but I think also Seahawks defense was great. The D-line is also amazing. And yeah, I think that they control the game. So thanks for watching our show. We've talked about the NFL mock draft, Knicks, Yankees, and the Super Bowl. Thanks for watching our 8th episode of ESN. See you on the next one.